What is going on, guys? BriarRabbit here. It is time for the weekly Nightfall Strike solo. This will be a live run. I'm really looking forward to it. This is one of my favorite videos to do all week. And we got some interesting modifiers, similar to last week, actually. So we got Epic, heavily shielded and highly aggressive enemies appear in great numbers. Of course, we have Nightfall. If all players die, your fire team is returned to orbit. And we got Arc Burn, Solar Burn, and Void Burn. So I thought that was really interesting last week. I'm actually glad to see it make its return this week. It definitely adds to the challenge factor of the Nightfall Strike because basically every enemy is going to be doing extra burn damage, but it also gives us a ton of options on what kind of loadout to do. So I'm going to fly on down to the planet, get started, and I'll see you guys when I land. Alright guys, we have landed on Venus. It's time to get the strike started. Before we get going though, let's take a look at the loadout. Of course, I'm using a Titan with Defender class. I think that bubble shield is going to come in handy a lot, especially against the Vex snipers. I'm going to be using the Word of Crota. The reason I'm using Word of Crota is because we're going to run into a lot of Minotaurs. I'm going to want to take down their shields as fast as possible. This doing void damage as a primary, I think, is going to come in really handy. Atheon Epilogue would also have a similar effect. Obviously, it's doing a little less damage with its lower attack value, but this thing isn't even fully upgraded yet, so it's not even doing the maximum amount of damage it could. This is going to be a sniper rifle heavy run. We're really going to try and stay as safe as we can because every enemy is going to be very dangerous. So I'll be switching between Icebreaker for Vex snipers and Aphrodite Spear for captains. And really I'll be probably switching that quite a bit. That Icebreaker also gives me extra ammo for my Aphrodite Spear. So if I start to run out of ammo on Aphrodite, I can just switch to Icebreaker and start loading it back up. For a heavy, I'm going to start off with Hunger of Crota, but by the time I get to my boss fight, I'm going to be using Yalahorn. I'm going to try and take down the Archon Priest as fast as possible with Yalahorn, and hopefully that goes really well. So this is my loadout. Of course, I'm using Ruin Wings. Ruin Wings are like crack. Once you start, you can't stop. These things give you a ton of heavy ammo, and they're just awesome. So you can just be willy-nilly with your heavy ammo. It's a lot of fun. So let's get started. We're going to get this strike going. You don't have to worry about the initial part of this strike. Basically, the darkness zone doesn't start until you actually get inside the cave, so you can be fairly reckless at the beginning here. Obviously, whenever you're doing a strike solo, the key is you want to be as careful as possible. You don't want to get yourself in any trouble because you don't want to wipe and have to start over. But we don't have to be too careful here at the beginning. We can just kind of run through these guys. Oh, I missed. There we go. Alright, once I get into here, I like to just jump right up onto this railing and start this thing up instead of dabbling around. And we'll just run right through here. Ignore the captain that's probably up there, although that guy might have killed him already. So our darkness zone will basically start once we get to this area. And this is the first time we're going to start using snipers. We'll get over to that ridge there. And, oh, you know what? There should be some guys in there. I'm a little bit surprised, but the darkness has started. We've got to be, oh, this is what I was thinking of. This is where the guys start.
What are they doing in here?
So we're just going to take these guys out. There's no falling here. Okay. As you can see, the Ruin Wings definitely helping me out already. Ruin Wings, you can't beat them. They're an amazing piece of a gear. Alright, so as soon as I walk into here, I'm going to be really careful about snipers. We're going to take these guys out immediately. Watch out for Shanks. And we're just going to use this ledge as cover as much as we can to clear out this area. Alright. You can see the Hydra over there. That Hydra is really dangerous. And we don't want to mess around, because even these low-level enemies, they can kill you pretty quickly. We're going to take it nice and slow. Watch out for splash damage with this Hydra. The nice thing is, in this area, the Hydra and the Fallen are fighting. So that distracts some of the enemies, especially at the beginning portion here. Alright, so walking into this area, be aware there are a couple of snipers up there. So you want to kind of use cover and take out those snipers. They're pretty much your first priority. Unless the Vex already killed them for me. Which could happen, I guess. Ah, I missed my grenade. Alright, Wardacrota doing the trick here. Those Vex, I think, just wiped out the Fallen up here. I guess all those burn modifiers really messed them up. So that was pretty easy. We just walked through that area. Didn't have to worry about snipers or anything, just the captain. Usually that encounter is not too difficult anyway. The next encounter is where we're going to start running into difficulties. And for this encounter, the Icebreaker is going to be absolutely key. If you don't have Icebreaker, you know, any basically sniper rifle you can use here, but you're going to want to bring a lot of special ammo synthesis. So we are going to use rocks, and we're going to use height to get this started. And we want to take out as many of these enemies from as far away as possible. That way they can't hurt us, but we can hurt them. And it is going to be a very sniper rifle heavy Nightfall strike. Let's see, we got some snipers down there. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Here we go. I wish the Icebreaker would just reload just a little bit faster. I know it's strange to complain about the Icebreaker. I hope everybody has the Icebreaker at this point. Zer sold it a few weeks ago, and in my opinion, it's probably, you know, it doesn't do the damage that Yellowhorn does, but it's just so handy being able to just, you know, stay up in a spot like this and continually regen ammo. It's just a beast of a weapon. It does a lot of damage, has great range. You know, there's really no reason not to carry it with you almost all the time. In fact, at this point, I have 3 of them, and I just leave them on each character. I don't know what that guy was doing there.
We'll need to get through. I'll check it out.
Alright, so we're going to open this door, and we're going to immediately head back up the hill for safety, and we're going to, again, start sniping down on our enemies. It's really dangerous. The most dangerous thing are the Minotaurs and the snipers, the Vex snipers. The Vex snipers that spawn in the second wave out of that cave, I think they've caused me more wipes than anything else in this strike. Well, except for the Archon Priest, probably. Alright, so we are up nice and high now. We'll start sniping down again. The higher you get, really, the better off you are. If you find that stuff can reach you, just go higher. I'm gonna toss a grenade every once in a while, see if we can reach anything. Oh, what a nade! Now, you can see everything's kind of moving toward me because I'm the only thing drawing any aggro on this map. Nothing could really shoot me up here, which makes it so safe. However, every once in a while stuff will kind of come down and get hidden behind those rocks, so you might have to get yourself into a better position at some point. That is not as good a grenade. There we go. And I don't see anything. Oh, there's another sniper. Alright, our next wave is coming in. Again, watch out for the snipers. But as long as we stay safe up here, this really is not a big problem. Oh, I don't have any ammo yet. Or don't have any grenades yet. Oh, don't forget to get your bounties. There's one for completing a strike without dying, which, I mean, to complete a Nightfall, you basically have to do, at least if you're doing it solo. There's one for actually completing the Nightfall. And there's a couple of others that you can probably finish off while you're in here, like that cleansing one. I haven't seen those. There's one of them. Let's take care of these snipers while I got an eye on them. There's another one. I see the other one right there, but he's hiding from me. Is he gonna come out? Alright, I'll go back down here and see if that guy comes out later. There he is. Alright, that looks like it's it. We should get some Hydras in this round, I believe. See if I can't get a grenade to land. But as you can see, it's not difficult as long as you stay up here. It's way easier, too, if you have a icebreaker. But if you got any good sniper rifle, and you brought some special weapons synth, then you're basically fine up here. I can't tell if I'm not critting these guys or if they just take 2 icebreakers to kill. Yeah, they just take 2. He saw me looking at him, I think. All right, here we go. There's really no reason to need rocket launchers on those guys. It's perfectly easy to take them out with a sniper rifle, as you can see. Alright, looks like we got another harpy down there. And this basically will finish this encounter. Let's come on up here and make sure there's nothing else. There we go. Alright, so, I mean, pretty easy. As long as you have plenty of sniper rifle ammo, there's really not much to fear in that encounter. And we'll head on down here. And the next thing we've got to fight are a bunch of hobgoblins and some minotaurs. But first, I'm just going to head on down here and pick up any ammo that I can find. Oh, I'm maxed out already. See if they left any money down here. There's one. Alright, that's it. So let's move on. So I usually bypass the pikes, and again, I keep sniping. Basically, I snipe all the way through to the Archon Priest. That keeps me alive for the longest.
Picking up fallen comms.
That's why I like to do it.
The Archon Priest. We better move.
If I was with a group, if I was running, you know, with 3 people.
Mind
Pikes would probably work here. But since I'm running alone, and since I don't really love using the pike anyway, I'm just going to sit back and snipe. Be careful of these hobgoblins right off the bat. Got another one way back there. He's hidden. See another hobgoblin behind that rock. Let's see if he comes out. I can start doing damage on these Praetorians. I know I always call Minotaurs Praetorians. It's, you know, the model is the same for Praetorians and Minotaurs, but because of the Vault of Glass, whenever I see one, I'm just so used to calling it out that I just almost always say Praetorian at this point. So we are getting some kind of crafty guys over here. I see his tail still wagging around. So let's see if I can move up a little bit and get a better angle. That looks like it's going to do it for me. Void damage sniper at this point would be a little easier to take these guys out. Look at that. 1,200 damage. Let's switch over to my sniper and actually start doing damage on him. Yeah, that works. I'll take that all day. Alright, shield's down. Let's take him out. There are also some harpies behind that rock. They shouldn't be a problem for you. At this point, you should be able to just jump on your sparrow and speed through. We're going to take them out anyway. And that's it. That's everything in this encounter. Very easy encounter if you snipe. If you come down here and start running and gunning, you can get into some trouble pretty quickly. The Praetorians and the snipers, they're just gonna... Their combined forces are really gonna mess you up. This next encounter can actually be somewhat difficult. Care is extremely important here. So we want to be careful of the Hydra. I'll take him out while he's giving me the opportunity. These goblins, not too dangerous. But what is dangerous is there's a bunch of guys up here. Including at least one sniper. I think there's 2 snipers up there. So if you venture too far in and get yourself in trouble with the snipers and with the Hydra at the same time, that could be super dangerous. So once everything's dead up there, I'm just going to focus on this last Hydra. And we'll pretty much be clear to move out. I am seeing something popping on my radar still. There we go. We got another goblin kind of wandering around. Alright. That's pretty much it. I'm going to kind of go slowly here to make sure I didn't miss anybody like this guy. But I don't see much anything else. And that brings us already to the Archon Priest. With the Archon Priest, what I want to do is take him down as quickly as possible. So, I'm going to actually switch over to my Yellowhorn, and I'm going to use everything that drops now, everything that I go in there and start dropping before the Archon Priest comes out. I'm going to use all that stuff to replenish the ammo I just lost. Which shouldn't be a big deal. There is going to be a Minotaur here, which I want to take out if I can. And we're going to use this cave mainly as our safe area. anytime I come up here, basically I'll be safe. I can regen my health. I can pop a bubble down below. But this cave is going to be my safe area for most of the rest of this strike.
A cell from the prison of elders. The Archon Priest is still inside.
Wow. Did they kill each other? No. Okay. There's still guys down here. I was like, wow. Usually I have to kill a lot of dudes in here. See that Reaver Captain? Very dangerous. I'm just going to jump up here. And we got Aphrodite's Spear. And I'm going to use that to take him out because his shields are arc damage. So we can just head right on up here. And he's got no defense against us. This spot is very effective. The only thing you got to worry about when you're up here is a sniper that comes up here and a sniper that hangs out around there. Let's take out that guy. And there's one of those snipers. There's another one. Well, we got two snipers now. Or is that just one? Alright, so snipers are dead. We're out of sniper ammo, so I'm going to jump back down. Switch back over to Hunger and Crota and Icebreaker. And let Icebreaker regen my ammo while I snipe the rest of these guys. And then once there's nobody left, I can pretty much just head on down there and collect my heavy. There's a guy. Alright, so I'm going to start venturing down. And my strategy initially was to use Aphrodite's Spear and Yalahorn. But I'm actually starting to think maybe just Hunger, Crota, and Icebreaker is going to be the better mix. And just use that height advantage that I have to snipe the Archon Priest. As usual, Shanks are the most dangerous thing on the map. I don't know why that is, but it seems to be true every Nightfall that you run into them. Let's see here. Whoa! Didn't see that guy. What's up, buddy? Alright, there's a ship coming in. I just heard it spawn. That ship will one-shot you. If you hug this wall, he'll come, he'll go. You don't have to worry much about him. Alright, he's leaving. If you're down in the middle and he shoots at you, you can kiss your ass goodbye. Whoa, I thought that guy was already dead, actually. Every time I start getting in trouble, I'm immediately looking for this. What I'd like to do is actually snipe these shanks. I'm still seeing stuff pop on my radar, so I want to be really careful about moving up here. Got some more shanks up there I just saw. There's definitely something still in the middle. I'd like to get a shot on him without having to go down there. Oh, he disappeared at right the right time. You don't want to mess with those captains at close range. Their solar damage is nasty. So what I'd like to do is snipe him if he gives me the opportunity. But he is not showing his face. So I'm going to wrap around here. Just be careful there's no dregs or anything kind of hiding. And we're going to see if we can... Alright, that seems like it's it. Alright, so the Archon Priest is coming.
Good idea.
I'm going to blast him with rockets as soon as he comes out. I'm going to stay right on this heavy ammo so I pick up a little bit more. And then as soon as I feel like I'm in danger, I'm getting back up to my little hidey hole. Let's get out of here. Alright, so we did some good damage on him right off the bat. Let's see if we can't get some rockets on him from up here. Ah, hit the wall there. The great thing about this spot is if he's aggro to you, he'll just sit here and look at you. You can actually kill him really quickly, but you gotta be careful of snipers. They haven't spawned in yet, but they will spawn in soon. There's one right now. I just see heard a ship spawn in, so I'm gonna back off, let that ship come in and leave without messing with me. See him right over there. You don't have to worry about those captains too much. And we just about got him. Got a shank shooting us. But he's dead. As you can see, pretty easy Nightfall this week.
I'll contact the Vanguard. Let them know the Archon Priest is dead.
Let's see what we got as a reward. I don't feel like I deserve much anything. It was so easy. What was that? 29 minutes, and frankly, you can do it faster.
Prison of Elders, I'm sure we'll be hearing about more heists like this.
Like I said, if you don't have Icebreaker, you bring pretty much any sniper rifle, and just bring Synthesis so you can just reload it. But it's a pretty easy strike this week, you know? Especially compared to something like Omnigul or even the Devil's Lair, I think is pretty difficult. Let's see what we got. I could go for Hard Light. I haven't gotten Hard Light yet. I'd like to see Hard Light pop up. Let's see what we got. 151 kills and got a rocket launcher. One-way ticket. Expect to find more ammo for this weapon. Increases the reload speed of this weapon when its mag is empty. I can't imagine that's very good, to be honest with you. So that's going to do it for the Nightfall, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button if you liked it. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.